In this video, let us learn about classes and objects. A class is a blueprint or template for creating object. Blueprint for creating objects. For example, we can define a class lamp, and in this class we can define everything we need to about a lamp. So a lamp can have attributes like is on. So let me mark this by capital A. So this stands for an attribute. So is on is a attribute to mark whether the lamp is in on state or in the off state. Then we have the current brightness level, which is also an attribute, and more. Now in programming, we implement these attributes as fields, which are like variables that we define in a class. Now lamp can also have behaviors and methods. Methods like switch on lamp. Then second one can be switch off lamp. Then third one can be adjust brightness level. So for example, when we call the adjust brightness level method, the value of current brightness level changes. Also when we call the switch on lamp, we set is on field to true. And when we call the switch off lamp, we set the is on field to false. So this lamp class is a template or blueprint for creating new objects. To be specific, creating new lamp objects. Now coming to objects. So an object is an instance of a class. So based on the blueprint that we define right inside the class, we can create as many instances as we want, like lamp 1, lamp 2, lamp 3, and so on. And all these lamp objects will have the same fields and methods, but they are completely independent of each other. Each lamp object will be in separate space in memory, and it can be in separate state. For example, the current brightness level for each of the lamp instances that we create may be different. So now we have a good understanding of classes. Let us head over to our Visual Studio Code and create a new class in Java. So right inside here, create a new folder, Java Object Oriented Programming. Now inside this folder, let us create a new file, lamp.java. Now let us start writing a class. So public keyword is an access modifier, and it determines if other classes in the project can access this class or not. We'll talk about access modifiers in a separate video. For now, we will make use of the public access modifier, and then class lamp, which is the name of the class. Next, we add a pair of curly braces. Now inside the curly braces, we are going to add two fields. First is the is on field, so is on, and we use that to store whether the lamp is in active mode or not. So we can start with the public access modifier. Then we specify the type of this field, which is a boolean, and let us give it an initial value of false. Next, let us define our second field and name it as the current brightness level. So public string current brightness level. Set this to low. Now let us declare a couple of methods. So we start with the public keyword. Then we specify the return type of this method. I'm going to use void because I don't want to return any values from this method. Set brightness level and give it a parameter string new brightness level. Now here we can add a check to see if the new brightness level that the user gives matches the current brightness level. So if this is the case, we can log to the terminal already using this brightness level so that the user can select from other brightness levels. So if this dot current brightness level equals new brightness level, then let us print to the terminal already using this brightness level, select from other levels, and then we can simply return. Now in this method we want to set the value of our current brightness level field to the value that we get as an argument, which is the new brightness level. Now as you can see, this is the reference to the current object. So if we use the dot operator on this keyword like we are doing here, we get the members of the current instance that we are working on. So here we can say this dot current brightness level, set that to the new brightness level. Now you can also see other methods on the instance. So if I say this and dot, we have methods like clone, equals, finalize, getClass. Now these methods on the instance are the ones that we didn't declare, and this happens because of the concept of inheritance. This means that every class that we declare in Java automatically inherits these methods from another class. So the new brightness level that we get as a parameter, we set that to the current brightness level on the current object that we are working on. So now we are done with the first method. Let us define a switch lamp on method. So public void switch lamp on. Now the very first thing we need to check here is that whether the lamp is already in active mode. So if the lamp is already on, then we don't need to make it active. So if the lamp is already in the on mode, we can print to the terminal lamp is already on, and we can simply return. Otherwise, if the lamp is in off mode, we can set it to on mode by setting the is on field on the object to true, like this. Similarly, let us also define a switch lamp off method. So public void switch lamp off, and here we need to check whether the lamp is already off. So if it is already off, then we can simply log to the terminal that lamp is already off and return. So if the lamp is already off, so we say this dot is on, and we can apply a bang on this. So it says if the lamp is already off, let us print to the terminal lamp is already off and immediately return. Otherwise, if the lamp is on, then we can make it off by saying this dot is on and set this to false. Next, let us see how we can create instances of this class. So let us go right inside the main folder, which is our object-oriented programming folder, and here create a new file and let us name it as main.java. So this will also be a class, so public class main. Now let us add a main method which is going to be the entry point for our project. So public static void main string array args. Now here we need to declare a lamp variable, so we call it lamp. So lamp and then use the new operator to create a new instance of the lamp class, new lamp. So here we are instantiating the lamp class, which means we are creating a new instance of this lamp class. Now let us use the dot operator and access the fields of the class. So let us access the isOn property on our newly created lamp instance, lamp.isOn, and let me write a string here. So is lamp on, and concatenate the string with lamp.isOn. Here we also have a couple of methods like set brightness level and more. Now let us call the switch lamp on method to switch on the lamp if it is currently off. So lamp.switch lamp on, and then let us access the isOn field on our lamp instance. So lamp.isOn. Let us give this a whirl. JavaC main.java and Java main. So here you can see first we are getting lamp is on as false, then we switched on the lamp, and finally when we log, lamp.isOn to the terminal, we get true because now our lamp is in active state. Next, let us call the switch lamp off method to switch off the lamp if it is currently on. Lamp.switch lamp off. Let us again access the isOn field on our lamp instance. Lamp.isOn. Let us again try this out. So now after switching off the lamp is no longer on, so we get false being logged to the terminal. Now once we switch off the lamp, the isOn field will get set to false and hence the result. Let's now call the set brightness level method on our lamp instance in order to change the brightness level to medium. So lamp.set brightness level, change this to medium, and let us log the current brightness level to the terminal and run the program. And now you can see the brightness level is now changed to medium. So now we know how we can create new instances that are based on the blueprint that we define inside the class. Let us learn how memory allocation takes place for objects in the very next video.